you pushing after Possum since it's got 2 million.
Good morning, everyone. Farmer Rob here from Cannon Farm. And can I introduce you to the comeback kid? Now, he's far from out of the woods. In fact, he's he's either sleepy or he's gone back. Oh no, he's all right. Oh, bad. So, excuse me. This is Mum, and we've he's a bit better than he looks at the moment. He's got a bit of rib damage because he's a big single and he took some getting. And then if that wasn't enough trauma for him, his mother laid on him, and I don't know. It's one of them. He could go either way. He needs a good day today, and he doesn't need. You see, he's better than he looks, but he doesn't need a lot of messing about. That's why I've got him fastened off from Mum, because not only did he have a tricky birth, she decided just to drop down on him, just like she's done there. She just dropped down. I was watching on the video on the CCTV, and I just thought, oh my God, she's laying on him, and she's literally just laying on his head, and he was thrashing about with his back legs, and it was suffocating. And I rung Kate. I jumped up, rung Kate. She was feeding lambs, didn't hear her phone ring. So I just ran outside, picked up my car keys, and drove up barefoot up here. And ran in through all muck and pluther, and there it was, still laid on it, and no movement from it. And I thought, oh, she's killed it. I thought, oh, you know, and obviously not on purpose, but it was one of those. And so I just went to work on it, mouth to mouth, and after a little while there was a bit of a response, and I ran in like an absolute idiot because I was shouting, because I knew if I shouted she might stand up, and I carried on blowing and blowing, and it gradually came back to life to the point where it was stood up last night, but it just seems a bit steadier this morning. Come on, let's have a look at you. Come on. Let's see if we can get you. Come on. There we are. He's not just able to stand yet, but he's not a million miles off. He's maybe a bit sleepy. David's fed him not that long ago. I suppose I'm trying to see it best in him, aren't I? It might be that he's just not destined to make it, but I hope he does. Because, you know, he's done really well to get here. You know, he's shown a real tenacity. And he deserves to make it. So, but we can only hope and we can only try. But he has got some rib damage because he was a big single and he took a lot of getting. And anyway, it's one of them. We're just hoping that it can make it, but you can see by the way he's breathing, there's some difficulty there. We've just got to keep him nice and comfortable, or as comfortable as we can. Come on, old lad. Let's try and sit you against the side. And hopefully keep feeding him and wait while he mends up. Keep him in touch with Mum, because we need her to keep her hopes alive. But he's actually breathing worse now than he was at 2 o'clock this morning when I came out to lamb another. So I'm slightly more despondent now than I was, which is disappointing. So yeah, the comeback kid needs to come back again for the 3rd time. And I'm just hoping he can. Alright, let's fasten this gate. And what we've done, because, and it's not because she's deliberately not doing her best for him, you know, she wants to mother him more than anything. But she just dropped down on him, just as if, you know, she just literally all 4 feet down she went, bang on his head, and literally couldn't have got him any worse. You know, the rest of his body was all stuck out. She didn't know she'd done it. She was just sat there, just like that, heads under there. And I just, like I said, you know, I must have got up here in less than a minute, barefooted, running through all sheet muck, and I had to go straight back down and have a right good shower, and then I had a clean shower. So yeah, not only did he have a tricky birth, which he seemed to come round from, I wasn't that worried then. Maybe the being laid on things done him, well, it won't done him any favours, but it's maybe it's done him more harm than I realised. But yeah, morning, Dale. Dale, we've got the comeback kid. Yeah, about 11 o'clock. Yeah. This pen. I ran up here in my shorts, no socks, no shoes. She'd laid on him. No, I was watching on CCTV. Because he's a big single and we were tricky lambing, and I was just checking in on him.
So you were a bit rough, you weren't on his legs or?
He wasn't as bad as he is now. He's now struggling a bit, unfortunately. But morning, Kieran.
Morning, Kieran. He's going to come round a bit.
I don't know. I thought he was, unless.
He shows, doesn't it? You know.
Yeah.
It's very rare. But...
Well, it was awful because I could see there, and I rung Kate. Kate was feeding, didn't hear her phone ring. So I just drove up as fast as I could, and he wasn't moving when I got here. She was still laying on him, and I brought him round.
Right.
So if you don't make it now, I'm going to be doubly. It's going to be like Hope all over again. Only worse, this one, I think.
That is it's not good, is it?
Yeah.
It's an healthy lamb otherwise.
Yeah, yeah. It were all right. He could stand up. He's not standing up at the moment, so I don't know.
Sometimes they do take a bit of coming round, don't they? But hopefully,
yeah.
Cross.
Mm.
Has it been a busy night?
Yeah, we've had middling. Yeah, Kate rang us at 2 o'clock for one.
Did she?
She rang David and he didn't answer. So she rang me, but then David rung her back, but she already rung, so we both came up.
All right.
So.
Well, that worried the tough one.
Yeah, David got it though. Yeah.
Better to be safe than sorry.
Hazel says, could anything be broken? Ribs could be broken, but there's nothing you can do. You can only support him with Metacam.
Yeah.
With anti-inflammatories and pain relief.
That's it. Isn't it? Not much you can do for ribs.
Yeah. Well, the good news is my dad's not got broken ribs. He went to A&E yesterday because he had a fall in the park.
Oh, did he? I didn't know.
Yeah, on Saturday he went down for paper. And someone's dog ran up to Pip. He had Pip with him. Yeah. And then Pip ran away from it and legged me dad up. Between them.
It's quite a border collie thing to do, isn't it?
Yeah.
Run between your legs.
And woman were very apologetic. But he ended up tumbling down. But anyway, his ribs aren't broken, so it's...
it's a long old job to recover from it. Ribs, so.
Yeah.
That's a positive.
Yeah.
You've got looking very happy this morning.
Yeah, I think so.
What's weather like for the next few days?
I think it's better. It's predominantly dry today. I think we'll sell out today. We're down to the last 150 tickets before 12. Yeah. And then there's some more available after 12, and then some more at 2. A few available 12 till 2, and then 2 o'clock onwards there'll be tickets available. But
right. Busy day.
Yeah. And then Friday's good. Saturday, Sunday's better, a lot better. Just got to hope we can get on grass for Saturday, Sunday.
If it just dries in a foot grass, that'll be ideal, wouldn't it? I was actually thinking about getting lambs out, but we've been getting a few out here.
No, we're all right at the moment. We've quite a brisk wind on Saturday and Sunday as well, which should dry.
Yeah, it was windy last night, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was pleasant last night.
Yeah.
Right, lovely. I'll back on.
Okay then.
And,
Kate Norris says praise for Farmer Roger. Don't worry, he's all right.
Good.
Yeah. Okay, Dale. See you in a bit. So Dale's off on his merry way to start his jobs. The comeback kid is still laid, breathing quite heavily, heavier than I would have liked. So there's not a lot we can do though. Only keep feeding him and not overfeeding him. That's the other temptation is you think, oh, I must do something to help him, and you end up overfeeding him. And then that's worse than anything. But he's he's not in a great place, unfortunately, which is a bit heartbreaking. But I'm not giving up hope. Where there's life, there's hope, and we can only try on and try our best. So yeah, that's where we are. Good morning. Oh wow, you've got a little feeding station going on here. So Sophie and Amelie are busily feeding the vulnerable, looking after them, and they'll be best friends by the end of the week, I'm sure. Are you both here for 1 week or for longer?
I'm coming for week and down at the yard for the next week.
And then who?
I'm down at the yard for the next week.
All right, yeah, very good. And you're here for another week, excellent. Wonderful. So they're pretty good drinkers, aren't they? They seem. Yeah. They're all shouting. So there we go. So these are our problem ones at the moment. These are the ones that are giving us cause for anxiety. And anyway, we'll see how we go. Hopefully they'll be all right. I think if the twins are fine, some of the singles are more difficult. She's a nice looking ewe. Aren't you, Flower? Eh? Nothing happening yet. Though these will all go. You know, we've had 2 lambs so far, but these will all go with a bang. So right, I've got some. What I'm going to do today, we've got a new arrival I want to show you. So we'll have a quick flick round here. And my mother says, "Can't." Last night I went to see her. She says, "Can't you show us something but lambs? I want to see it rest at time." And I says, "Okay, no problem. You're the boss." So the rest of the farm it is, and then. The night before last, we had a new arrival that we would like you to see. So all quiet in here. And it's going all right, really. You know, we can't grumble. We're just checking around there. Plenty of empty pens for us to fill today. I need to nip down at some point, and I need to go about 8:20 to drop the car in for a service. But I thought maybe you could come with us if anyone's got nothing better to do. And I wonder if it ought to have a little bit. It hasn't had a lot of anti-inflammatory, has it? That? Yeah, 0.2 is not loads, is it? Maybe it's same again. He's breathing worse than it was by quite a bit. Well, that's it. Well, whenever it was, 9 o'clock or something like that. But I just wonder if it needed a little bit more than, yeah. Yeah. So yeah. So David fed it at 6.
Well, I'll get some more Metacam now. Drop it down and then we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Don't think it really need up before 9. I mean, maybe just little and often.
Yeah, so you're not,
Yeah. See how much you gave it, Ruth.
Yeah.
Have a word with him.
Yeah.
But I was just saying the worst you can do is then overfeed it. You know, it just needs enough. But yeah. Now, whether it's been up this morning, but whether it's just tired now and
It could be exhausted.
yeah.
So I'll give it a bit more Metacam.
Yeah.
You can settle down, have a good
It
sleep.
certainly doesn't need up before 9 anyway, at the earliest. Yeah. Right, thank you very much.
No worries.
So, Ruth's going to keep an eye on the comeback kid, and I don't know, hopefully. I'll be honest, I'm no longer, I was really positive about it this morning. I thought it was going to be alright, but unless it's just a case of it's tired out and what have you. But it don't look great. I'm just washing my boots before leaving. Just bear with me, sorry. Bad camera work, but a necessary job. Right, so let's go down and meet our new arrival. Am I giving the game away by saying it's a big baby? Right? Well worth waiting around for. If you can give us a little bit longer, I'll be able to show you. So, Kieran's done a fantastic job of fettling this out, and it's going for its service. So we're going to nip it into to Bark Green. David's going to pick me up. So if you've nothing better to do, come along for the ride, and we can have a chat on the way back, can't we? So let's get down there. Look at this new arrival. So to summarise, the comeback kid, difficult labour, but not terrible. You know, one I would have expected to go forward with no problems. But then I was checking in on the cameras, and I watched Mum. You know, and she didn't do it on purpose. I'm not bitter towards her, but it's just frustrating. She just dropped down and laid straight on its head. You know, head and, you know, I suppose that might not have helped its chest any. But, and straight away I jumped up, I rang Kate, no answer because she was busy feeding. Wasn't her fault, she just didn't hear her phone. So I ran outside, grabbed my car keys, drove up as fast as I could, and ran in barefoot and got Mum off its... stood Mum up and managed to revive it, and it was motionless when I got there. So really now, if we lose it now, it's going to be just the same as that other lamb that we had that died on the operating table. Hope, but hopefully we don't. But you know, I've just got a nasty feeling it's going that direction. So. But we can only hope, can't we? Right. Let me introduce you to the latest arrival in the Cannon Hall anniversary herd. And it's a beautiful little white heifer calf. How fantastic is that? Eh? No. 3,100 people watching. Thank you so much. 1,260 stars. And what do we think to that, folks? There's Mum, and she's lovely. Nice and calm, nice and patient. We've got 5 other cows that are due to calve in the not too distant future in the pen behind. Another heifer there. So it's all go in the anniversary herd at the moment. This little guy, I've seen it sucking several times through the night. Lovely little heifer, and very, very pleasing. So yeah, 3,200 people watching now. Thank you very much for your interest. Please give us a share if you possibly can. Kay says, this year's I didn't say it was. I think there's some conjecture about Dad's fall. Don't worry about him. And it was no one's fault. It was just another dog. But it wasn't on a lead, I suppose. You know, there's you. And it made Kim react in a certain way. Spun Dad round a bit. Sian sent 200 stars, thank you. Sarah sent 20 stars, thank you so much. And another 20 stars, thank you so much. Marilyn says, gorgeous heifer. And it made Dad trip over, fall down, hurt his ribs, but thankfully they're not broken. He's in good order, and it's given him the confidence now to know that there's, you know, that it's only bruising, so it will just pass in time. But obviously, you don't want to start falling over in your 80s, or any time for that matter. So yeah, but he's all right, thank you. Julie sent 50 stars. Leslie says she is beautiful. Sooty and Sweep say good morning. little one? Is Pip okay, Rob? Yeah, absolutely fine. She was just a bit startled, that's all. That's from Claire. Gemma said, Gemma says, this barn was wild yesterday when moving them cows in. It was. And Christine sent 20 stars, thank you. Moya sent a nice emoji. Shona said another gorgeous calf. Betty says, please call it Isla if it's a girl. Sally sent 99 stars, thank you. Tanya sent 20 stars. Anise said, got some lovely photos of her yesterday. Well done, Anise, thank you. And Melanie says, gorgeous. Lisa says, lovely cow. Another white one. Oh, that's better out than in. And Nicola sent 50 stars. 2,900 people watching. Right, let us have I better move this. Better move this car, else David will be having me guts for garters. Is that a saying anymore? It's brought up by my dad saying, I'll have your guts for garters. Which, when you think about it, doesn't sound very nice, does it really? I'll have your guts for garters. But it must be a traditional saying. And it's one that we grew up thinking was normal. You know, you go to school and say, I'll have your guts for garters. It's, has anyone else heard of it? It might just be something that's appropriate only to our family. So, has anyone ever heard of the saying, I'll have your guts for garters? So if you say to your pal at school, I'll have your guts for garters, he's going to think you're either a weirdo or very aggressive, isn't he? Unless he's brought up in the same era. So anyway, we've asked that question. Let's see what people think. I'll have your guts for garters. Is it a known thing, or is it appropriate only to the Nicholson family? We'll find out in a minute. Right, exciting times in the Rare Breeds barn. Because not only do we have these beautiful twin calves, we've got Rainbow, the Shetland pony, who is getting close to falling. Jill says, I was brought up with that saying too. Denise says, yes, always had that said to us. So we're not the only people who said guts for garters. Carol says, yes, my mum said it all the time. Alison grew up hearing it. Lynn says, we have always said it here in Derby. So that makes me feel better. It makes me feel that I'm not the only kid who went to school saying it and everyone thought, what's he on about? So maybe they all thought it as well. So we've got Rainbow, who is due. Well, she's close. She's making a bag. She's the foal's lying low, isn't it? A lot of people here saying, Donna's saying, my mum used to say it, my mum used to say it to me. Josie says, yes, we say it down south, I'll have your guts for garters. Tessa says, yes. So it's a thing. It's not just a Barnsley thing or a thing particularly to our family. It's a saying that goes across the country and across the regions. Angela's heard that saying, and I'm in the US, but she thinks it's a UK saying. Angela says, good morning, Farmer Rob. So this is Rainbow. She's due to, and I've noticed she's spending a lot of time with Ozzy Osbourne. They're good pals. And I don't mean for the wrong reasons, you know, because never trust a male. You know, their intentions are usually dishonourable, you know, in the animal world and sometimes in the human world. But he genuinely seems affectionate towards her. So that's good. And she's hopefully going to deliver us a foal in the not too distant future. See if she'll let me have a peek under there at her udder. Philip's been sorting her tail out. You see, I think there's a bit more to come there. I don't think it's necessarily any day, but she's bagging up. So, but you never know. What Philip always says is, look for sudden change. When there's a sudden change, you know it's imminent. And then we've got Bambi. That's Bambi. And she's a bit further on, she's nearer. So there's a particularly endearing video that Dale was cutting yesterday about these miniature donkeys. I'll not spoil it, but it was lovely. I tipped him off what was happening, and apparently he's got some great footage of it. But so look out for that. And Jacqueline says, Dorothy Flather, what makes you say that all good for me? He's obviously the dad, says Christine. He absolutely is. Andy says, my dad used to say it all the time to us 8 kids. And I have seen it said in Australia, says Irene. Excellent. So yeah, so the Mediterranean miniature donkeys are a joyous community. You know, they're all great pals together. They all rallied round Raspberry in a time of grief, you know, and look how good she looks now. She looks fantastic. They're all rooting. I know what it's going to be like here if and when Bambi delivers, and hopefully it's successfully, and you know, we just want things to go well. If and when she delivers, then there will be a chorus, an orchestra of braying, and it transcends into other bands as well. It's a joyous, lovely thing to see them all celebrate the arrival of a new member of their clan, their family. So Bambi's the next, and we're nervously awaiting the arrival of the next generation. Hello, beautiful. She's in fall as well. I think she's June time. So there's various ones that'll arrive through the course of the summer. Excuse me. So, right. These all look good. The goats all look good. I need to check in with Dave to make sure he's going to follow me to the garage, because I'm taking the truck for its service, and then we were going to have a chat to David on the way back. Talk about lambing, talking about other filming possibilities, talk about springtime on the farm. I think there's a scheduled air date now, and we really, if at all possible, and I know the supporters have been, you know, I know they will promote it to you know, with all the vigour. But really, if we need this one to rate to keep us in the game, we nearly didn't get commission for springtime. You know, it's not the cheapest programme Channel 5 make, so it's important that it rates right up there at the upper end of their expectations. So hopefully it will. I think it's April the 15th, and it's for a full week, a Monday to Friday, full week. So we're excited about that. We've done a lot of the filming for it already. All I can hear is animal noise, says Vicky. Awake. Morag says, we'll watch on catch up, visiting my family in Inverness. Have a fantastic day, everyone. You have a fantastic day too, Morag. And Lynn says, morning all, my comments don't seem to be coming through. Well, that one did. And Margaret says, good morning, Farmer Robert. And Linda says, yes, a road trip, love it. Excellent. Well, you're very welcome to stick with us. 2,900 people watching. We'll just have a look from up here, down below. There's Charlotte and Wade down there. That's a new calf as well. That one belongs to the heifer. That one, I believe. So a little white calf there. David delivered that one the other night. Dawn says to be in trouble with someone, so Rob would be in trouble with Dave if his car was in the way. Dave will have my guts for garters. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's the context. Right, let's check with Charlotte and Wade. Charlotte, if I was to say I'll have your guts for garters, what would it mean? Have you heard of it, Wade? Yeah. I would have thought it'd be something your grandma and granddad would have said, Charlotte. Yeah, yeah. I didn't know if it was a thing or whether it's just something my dad said and no one else, but yeah. It seems to be a well-known saying. So, Charlotte has heard of it but doesn't really get it, but Wade has heard of it and does get it, so that's good. Right, so you can see we've got calves everywhere down here at the moment. And as soon as we get some better weather, we'll have some outside, and then the ones that are inside can have more room. So it's all a bit of a juggle at the moment. It's difficult for the team because they're obviously having to go in and out of pens and muck out and bed up, and it takes time. It's frustrating for everyone really, this prolonged wet weather. The only thing that we're able to get out at the moment is sheep. So yeah, that's the issue. And anyway, hopefully that's something that'll be resolved in the near future. So when Mother Nature does a bit and stops raining. So there's straw needed in all these pens this morning, I would say. I'm hoping David will have time to pick me up. What time is it now? 8:09, so I'm going to be off in 10 minutes. I'll see if I can find him. So, that's a grand little calf. And that's the one I'd like to call Morag. Little heifer calf. It's snowing in Sweden, says Elena. Oh wait. Well, I suppose that's Sweden, isn't it? But it is April, so you'd hope it wouldn't be, wouldn't you? 3 grand cows here with 3 grand calves. Cannonball the horse. That's probably our best cow, I would say. I know you shouldn't have favourites, but she's in terms of stature and conformation, that's Muriel. And yeah, everything's looking good if ready for going outside. The grass is growing. It's warm enough for the grass to grow. It's just too wet to sustain their hooves on the ground at the moment, but hopefully that won't be so forever. Right, we'll see if we can track Dave down. So we're taking that car for a service. Excuse me. David will be picking me up in the other pickup. This is one that doesn't belong to us. It's been lent to us to support our Shire Horse Conservation Project by those guys there. So if anyone can give them a follow, give them a message, a thank you for the help that they've given us, then I think that's the currency that they trade in, isn't it? You know, appreciation for doing good things. And I think they are a garage, a company that do a lot of stuff like that. So we're very grateful. And we're off to get it oil changed and all that malarkey. Right, so we're going to track Dave down now. Well, that might be up there. Let's try a button. Just make sure he knows what we're doing. Or is that Kieran? I don't know, is it David? I'm not sure. Oh no, it's Will. Will working efficiently, moving his own JCB. I know that's something that David will be very pleased with. He can't be everywhere all the time. Let's see if I can wedge this on here. Right, is that going to stay there? Is the question. So thank you very much for joining us this morning in good numbers. We've been checking in on the comeback kid, a lamb that was born with some degree of difficulty, but not, you know, not especially so. And but unfortunately, Mum, not through any malicious intent, decided that she was going to lay down, and unfortunately laid down straight on its head. So that's, you know, obviously not what it needed or wanted. Just going to fasten this so it don't fall down. And therefore I was watching on the cameras. Luck would have it, it would be long gone now if I hadn't been checking in on the cameras with it. And I ran up. Well, I drove up in my car in my bare feet and ran in and got Mum off it and resuscitated it. So, which I was really chuffed with. But then this morning it's gone backwards a bit, which is disappointing. But anyway, we're not giving up hope. Ruth's looking after it. You know, and if anyone can, her and Philip can. Excuse me. So hopefully they can nurse it through. I'm just hoping it was feeling sleepy and tired, and that it's, you know, that it's better than that when it's hungry. So we'll just have to let it get hungry and see where we go. You know, I do have a bad habit of worrying about things like that. You know, but there's some things that you can't control. You can only do your best and put everything in place to give it the best chance. And if it, you know, and that's sort of where you've got to park it mentally. Otherwise, you can tie yourself in knots worrying about things sometimes, which is no good to anyone, because then you're no help to the animals or to friends or colleagues. This, looks like Dale's. Have you seen our leader?
Our leader?
Dave?
No, right.
Yeah.
No.
Did you know what I meant? Oh. Has he gone to do his hair? He might have done.
Right.
Yeah. The what? Yeah, I'm taking it in. All right. Right. So, well, that's it like that. Oh, that's all right. I can talk to people now, don't you? Right. So you don't know where he is?
No idea.
Right. All right. Right. See you in a bit.
All right, Rob.
Right. We can't find Dave. He's gone somewhere. Dale said he thought he was looking for me. So we'll have a drive down here and see what we can see. Hope you can hear me. We're just nipping this car in for a service, then we're going to come back with David and the other and have a chat to him and film a few surroundings on our way home. So, what is there to talk about? I suppose springtime on the farm is our next big deal. A solid week of Cannon Hall activity, but it's not just Cannon Hall. It's there's lots of films from up and down the land about rural stuff. It's by no means all about farming. There's stuff about the countryside in general, and you know, we're just hoping that this programme rates reasonably well, because we need it to. We'd love to have a summer gig. You know, we'd love to do something for the summer. I think if anyone really wants to see more of Cannon Hall Farm, I think there's a fair chance something's going to happen for winter. So we're told by the people that know more than us. But summer, I don't think, is in the schedule. So if anyone's wanting to see more of us, I think the place to focus is summer, and we'd like to do that, because summer's a great time, isn't it? We've got plans. In fact, we've got entries in for the Royal Highland Show, for the Yorkshire Show. I'm fancying the Royal Welsh as well. You know, so that would be somewhere we've never been. Struggling to find Dave. So yeah, if we could go to those 3 big shows, we could make some lovely films, taking the livestock to those. And you know, if we do go, we'll make them for social media anyway. We'll do it for Facebook and all of the platforms. But you know, I think it would make a nice, you know, the basis for a nice TV program. You know, take some of, you know, we've got some good quality animals now, some animals that would stand favourably with the best in the land. You know, certainly in the Dutch spotted sheep, the Highland cattle, the Shire horses now we're starting to you know, to hold our own amongst the better breeders. So yeah, there's three of the biggest shows in the land there that we're hoping to go to and hopefully make an impression at. So that would be great if we could. So we're still waiting for Dave. Is anybody out there that can get hold of Dave? Dale thinks he might be doing his hair, and that's entirely possible. He's going to follow me down to the garage, and I'm going to come back with him. So I'll wait here and just see if anything occurs. Let's have a read of a few messages while we're waiting. Right, so looking across at Cannon Museum, that's the stately home that was the house for the principal family that lived here. It's a Georgian house, the period it's at now. Is he on his phone, says Sandy. Anything's possible, Sandy. Oh, is that in there? Let's have a look. Yes, he's there. Joe says, I'm from Chesterfield. Wonderful. Right, here we go. We're following Dave.
What's up, glad to go?
Yeah.
Right, sound. Hey up. Can rely on me to pick him up. I won't gonna forget. I just had to gel my hair before we set off.
That's what we figured. Oh, wait. Right, so let's put it like that. I hope everyone can hear us. So we're off on a bit of a journey. The first person out for a dog walk, just going past us there. And it really is a place where people come to spend precious time with the four-legged friends, isn't it? You know, we're very proud that we've got facilities for people who love the dogs, and that, you know, they're an important part of the business. We you know, we're very grateful to people for bringing the dogs here and allowing us to feed and nourish them. So yeah, right. So we're making our way in the direction of Barnsley. 30 miles an hour at the moment. The two pigeons just make a late disappearing acting run to David there, thankfully. And we're going past the other car park, the council car park on the side. Yeah, we're okay. Past the river at the bottom. And over the Humpback Bridge, which seems to have been the victim of a few errors in judgment recently. A few people have run into the balustrade on the side of it. It got mended the other week. It was shut for a full week, and it's quite an inconvenience to people visiting the farm and the shop to have to go all the way around and come in via High Hoyland. And it was shut about maybe 3 or 4 days. It was shut, and then the first day it was open again, someone ran into it again. So we didn't even spend 24 hours before getting before the balustrades got knocked off again. So it's becoming ever more prevalent to things. So I know the guy at the council who's in charge of bridges desperately wants to somehow sympathetically widen it so 2 cars can pass, and therefore reducing the chance of that happening. I know there'll be traditionalists who say, you know, something of such historic importance shouldn't be disturbed, but it's getting to the stage now where I suppose you've got to ask, is it fit for purpose in this modern car-led world? You know, that was brought into the world when the horse and cart was king, and now it's having to put up with multiple cars and coaches and HGV wagons and all sorts. So it's one of those, isn't it? You've got to balance the history and heraldry of a site with the practical work of it, and you'll please some people and not please others, and I suppose you've got to try and steer that middle ground where you try and be all things to all people and come up with a compromise. But compromises in life don't seem to be the easy things for some people to find, do they? They seem to be, if you've got a very polarised or entrenched view, sometimes it's hard to move away from that. Right, we're going past the village of Cawthorne, where I went to school, where David and Richard went to school, where, you know, it's our village. While we don't live in the heart of it, we're proud to say that we try and support as many community projects as we possibly can, and you know, try and be a benefit to the village, hopefully, and it's, you know, very much our village in our heart. And we head out to Cawthorne now into, you know, rolling farmland, which in the main is down to cereals now. There's still some livestock about, but less than there used to be. And then we go, in a short while, we'll go underneath the M1. The M1 runs obviously north to south. We're at a midpoint between Leeds and Sheffield, and I suppose we benefit from the prosperity of both those cities to a degree. And I think Barnsley is well placed to be a boom town of the future. I think we just, you know, there's a lot of things in place that make it a great place to live, not least, you know, the wonderful scenery that we all benefit from, and it's something that we get a lot of joy from people who come to the farm and they'll say, I never realised it was so nice round here. So I feel as though we're doing our bit for Barnsley by showcasing the natural beauty that we're lucky enough to enjoy. And it's not something that people would probably assume would be the case. If they heard Barnsley, they would think in industry, you know, mining particularly, glass making was also one of its foundations. So yeah, we're a proud Barnsley family, and trying to do our best for our little corner of South Yorkshire, which is, you know, had it pretty rough since the days of the miners' strike. Up to then, it was a boom town. You know, the town centre was vibrant. Thankfully, recently they've invested a lot of money in the town centre, and it's now a really smart, you know, good-looking place. I know Dad went there for. They've got some of the diagnostic facilities for the NHS in the town centre now, and Dad, he's been a few times for X-rays and things, and he was really impressed with the look of the town. It's not somewhere he goes anymore, but it opened his eyes to the work that had gone on, and how well Barnsley was progressing as a town centre. When a lot of town centres are, you know, they're struggling to make things happen in a positive way. So we're just waiting at the lights now at Bark Green, and we're almost there. I'll be jumping in with Dave as soon as we've dropped the keys in, and then we'll head back to the ranch and see what else there is to do. There's quite a lot of bedding down to do, so maybe we'll give Dale a ring and just make sure he knows that all the pens in the bottom barn are going to need some straw. Most of the pens everywhere will. It's one of those sort of damp days. You know, it's your bedding's going damp before it's even landed on the floor, because it's that kind of misty, moisty day. But hopefully throughout today it's going to dry up. and then get better towards the weekend and into the weekend. There's a rather large housing estate being constructed on our right-hand side now, which is, I think, thousands of new homes, or certainly high hundreds, and that's going to be, you know, something to contend with for the local infrastructure, isn't it? The schools, the roads. You know, I think if you stick 1,000 houses somewhere, there's bound to be an impact. So hopefully, that's all been thought through and doesn't have a negative consequence. I'm sure it will have done. You know, this is what these people do, isn't it? They've got to plan for the impact of things like that on an area and make sure that there are enough school places and stuff to go. So here we go. And that, I suppose, health facilities. You know, that's quite a hot potato of a topic, isn't it? Can you get an appointment with a GP? A little while, they're a bit better now, but a little while ago, it was like winning lottery. You know, face to face, you thought you'd won pools. You know, it's all right being on phone, isn't it? But it's nothing beats that personal interaction. Right, Dave's gone over there. I think I need to park this up, don't I? I'm just thinking I should drive to the front door and leave it outside the front door. I think I am there. The Dorchester where someone goes and parks it. I need to find a space, don't I? I'm not really thinking it through. There's one here. I'll tell you what, Dave. Do you want to drop them in?
Yeah. I've got to lock the car though.
Oh, yeah, you can. Yeah. Right, so I'll
just whip round and put it in that big gap.
All right, okay. Because while it's running, you can run it without the keys. The guys here are saying, "Where's Helen Skelton?" So obviously big fans. So. So those guys are talking to Dave. So we're here at the garage. I'm going to turn them off. Oh gosh, I'm a bit tight to this. Can I fit out of here is the question. There we are. Right, so here we are. Well, there's a stick in it. There's a stick in it.
Well, no, but there'll leak stick in.
There's a hot water bottle in it, and there's a lima spit covered coat in back. So there's nothing we can't live without. Do you want to show them my coat? Oh, there's all sorts in back, isn't there?
Reindeer food. That's it there.
Yeah, look.
Yeah.
Look at that.
You wanted me to wash it? No chance.
How am I going to present that to Julie?
And that? What is that?
What is it?
It's a Hayat Canmore Farm top.
I don't know.
Right, I'll drop this off in the office.
So David's going to drop it off in the office. Where's the car?
Just there.
Right. Yeah, thank you. So yeah. That's where we're dropping it. If anyone wants to give them a little mention or a follow on socials, I'm sure that would go down very well. And I think also, if anyone, when springtime comes on, if anyone could tag them in when they see that truck appear on one of the VTs, again, that would be very, very useful. So thank you so much. So we're halfway into Barnsley now, probably a little bit more than halfway into Barnsley. I'm going to get in my dad's car now. I thought that were a bag of sweets then, but it's a bag of nuts and bolts. We'll not chew on one of them. Right, let's put my glasses on and see who's still here. Still 2,800 people. Well, for a trip into Barnsley. Victoria says, hey, when I take my car into garage, I've got to empty it completely. Got your phone lead? Well, we'll hopefully get it back. Rachel says, good morning from Jersey. And Sharon says, live at Burrows. Exactly that. Heather says, they think they're around his neck, yeah. When is spring on again? It's the 15th of April. So we're live at this garage here, and if I can thoroughly recommend their after-sales service. I think, you know, when I was changing my car, I bought one off them, primarily to support them for supporting us. You know, I think one good turn deserves another. So so that's what we did. We bought one off these guys. Deborah says, Gene Driver, it's nice to hear of other places. There's one in Washington, D.C. as well. Sheila says, I've enjoyed my trip with you. Thank you. And Mandy says, always love a road trip, Rob. Louise says, I miss those days travelling with you both. Well, we'll soon be travelling together in a minute. And Gail says, good job. It's not sweets, Rob, because they're mega calories. Exactly. I feel lucky that they weren't. In fact, I wouldn't have had one. Anna says, morning, Rob. Good morning to you, Anna. And Heather says, I'm looking forward to springtime. And so are we, very much. It's still being filmed. There's still stuff happening, but we've done a lot already of our contribution. Can we see the bridge on the way back, please? Says Carol. Absolutely can. And Karen says, this reminds me of the lockdown journeys you did to Mill Farm, Rob. And there were in some ways, you know, you look back on it, don't you, and you think, you know, whilst they were the worst of times, they were also the best of times, weren't they? In some ways, you know, simpler life and that, you know, that community spirit, that, you know, clapping for carers, that feeling the whole country was behind one common cause, which doesn't seem to be so anymore. So, have I any sheep to put out to go on another road trip? We can do that another day if you want. And Alison says, have a good day. Or are you on the TV tonight? We are, aren't we? Yeah, for the scrapbook programme, which has gone down really well. You know, it's been. Sue says, use Burrows Mazda dealer on same site for last 2 cars. Always good service. Great to hear, thank you. And Roy says, morning, Rob and all. Oh, broadcasting someone's radio, oh gosh. But I don't know whose it is, do I? I suppose it's no different to seeing it in... Anyway, I wasn't meaning to. All right. There, I'll do that instead. Hey, up, there's Davey.
We got the right day.
Why, they don't expecting it?
We didn't name them for us.
Oh. It's right, Dave. Dave Mott's arranged it with someone.
Yeah. Shall I give Dave Mott a ring?
You can do, just to make sure that...
Yeah. I've got the registration number now.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
Yeah. All right. So, they weren't expecting us, so never mind. But I know it's been arranged, so... Paula says, wet rain, Linda day today. Kathy says, I used to enjoy those road trips, also the ones you did when travelling to various places to film away from the farm. Bernie says, can't wait for the trip back. The banter will be unreal. Well, there's a lot to live up to, isn't it? Joanne says, love you both. Well, that's a lovely thing to say. And Ewan says, I would not mention clapping for carers, Farmer Rob, sensitive subject. That's Ewan Griffiths. Well, at the time it felt genuine. And at the time it felt that the nation was together, didn't it? And that's sort of not so anymore, I don't think. So Tracy says, Mary Walker, no camera mode is reverse. And Barbara says, Farmer Rob, are they doing the other 5 episodes tonight? Is episode 6? Well, maybe they are then, Barbara. It was my dad that told me it wasn't on. So hopefully it is. I know it's gone down well. It's been the top performing 7 till 8 programme on the channel in every week it's been broadcast. So yeah, we can't do better than that. Still 2,600 people watching, 3,615 stars donated, Mandy says, whoops, slip of the date. No, I think the date's been announced, 15th of April. Decent weather here in Brid, says Leanne. Good to hear. And Linda says, hi, Rob. Ruth explained gimmers become ewes once they've lambed. When do tups become rams? Well, I think tups and rams are the same thing. It's a tup. When a lamb's born, it's a tup lamb or a ram lamb. And it's just some people call them tups, some people call them rams. So there's no real difference in that. Anne says, someone's in for guts for garters if you have the wrong date. So yeah, it's the right date. I'm sure it is. Alison's clapping with all we could do. The government, on the other hand, ! Jean says, I wish I had seen you during lockdown. Oh. Right, there you are, Deb.
Would you want me to drive so you can see?
No, it's all right.
Okay, well, I'll just look out the window.
Yeah.
That writing is tiny.
Yeah, I'll give you my glasses.
Okay, I'm not reading this when I'm driving with my car sick.
Come on. Personal. I'm not going to say man up because that's the sexist comment.
I ain't reading when I'm driving. It'll make me ill.
You've got wireless on here.
Right then. So, it's all sorted anyway.
Read me some comments.
We can't see it.
Come on. Come on.
I really enjoyed the programme on Thursday night.
It's on again tonight.
Is it Thursday night tonight?
Yeah.
So there you go. So if you want to what I can't do this, it's making me ill.
Oh no.
We're coming to a roundabout.
You're not going to vomit, are you?
I'm going to be ill.
Tell everyone, Dave, about your...
I'm not telling anybody anything.
your unfortunate habit that you had as a small child.
I just felt car sick all the time.
Travelling. But what did you do?
I'm not saying anything.
What did you do and why did you think it was going to make you feel better?
It wasn't going to make me feel better. It stopped me being ill. I know, I'm not talking about it because it'll make me feel ill again.
Well, I'll talk about it.
I don't want you to...
David had a bad habit when we're travelling in the car. This is... How old were we? I'd say it was between the ages of 4 and probably 21.
What a load of rubbish.
Probably 3. This new housing estate, Dave. I've been talking about that, haven't we? I'm thinking that. See this garage, this garden centre here?
Yeah.
And he's an industrious kid, this lad.
He is.
Julie goes there.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it's a building plot.
He's going to have a lot of houses to furnish with garden machinery.
Well, he is. Or he'll sell it as a building plot.
Yeah, look at that.
You know what they're doing there, don't you?
What?
They're digging a water holding tank.
Oh,
so
attenuation.
So when it rains, it'll hold it there and then let it go.
See, all them things like them boxes will have to be ticked, won't they?
Yeah, they will.
So yeah, David used to
feel car sick all the time.
Yeah, between the ages of 4 and 21.
Between the ages of 4 and probably 8, I'd say.
I think you're older than 8, actually. Oh, yeah. And he used to gather saliva in his cheeks like a chipmunk.
People might have their breakfast.
Instead of swallowing it, he just used to gather it. And then every 5 miles, we'd have to stop. And he'd have to run outside and spit. And goodness knows what all the householders thought. We tried all sorts, didn't he, Dad? He'd say, you can't get car sick in a Land Rover.
I know, but...
And David proved that to be a lie.
I know, but perhaps if you should have bought me some mints, I'd have been all right.
Some mints.
That's all I need is some mints.
I'm sure they tried everything. It was a big deal, wasn't it, one time? Once went to Torquay. We had 39 stops for spitting.
I don't think we did.
And we used to have to come off every junction off motorway.
I don't think we did.
Then it used to be a full box of tissues, didn't it?
No, I'm not talking about it. You upsetted me. So, anyway.
Yeah, show the motorway bridge, someone asked.
That's the motorway bridge. Some nice daffodils there as well.
There's lots, isn't there?
Yeah. Someone's obviously gone to town planting all those. Do you think it was a local authority or a private individual?
I think local authority, but I think...
Or the parish council?
Yeah, once they become established, they do spread naturally to a degree, I think.
Right. Are you sure about that?
I think they do a bit.
Do they split?
Yeah, I think they just become bushier if they do well, you know. I think if you don't trim them down and they regenerate back into themselves, I think they do all right.
Yeah.
Is Dick here today?
Yes, he's doing the planting. Yeah. So, did everyone enjoy Rob's live this morning? Was he witty and clever as usual?
Really, trying to be informative as I could be.
Okay, that's informative. That's good.
Well, just say what I see, I do a Roy Walker.
What's the catchphrase?
Say what you see. I just say what I see. We've been
See the
talking-
blossoms coming out on the edges now.
Yeah, which blossom is it at the moment?
Well, there's a lot of cherry blossom knocking around. Pear blossom, you know that pear tree up in Wood?
Yeah.
That's in blossom.
Right.
So I suppose it's your fruit trees and everything.
Which hedge plant would be in blossom at the moment?
Hedge plant,
Yeah, which hedge, you know?
blackthorn,
Yes,
and then hawthorn afterwards.
exactly. Blackthorn.
You didn't think I knew that, did you?
No, I did. I've been teaching Julia how to identify trees as well on our walks.
And blackthorn is as the slow berries.
Yeah.
So, you know, if you find a good slow berry tree,
If we get frost
you know.
now, there could be no slows in springtime, and that's unthinkable.
I think we're going to get frost now. I think it's going to be a good.
No, I don't think we've had a lot of it. Same
Yeah.
with the pear trees.
You know, the winter came and it went within 2 days, didn't it? It was, we had a bit of snow and that were it.
My 2 pear trees
Yeah.
will be laden with fruit this year.
Unless the squirrels eat them,
No, they don't seem to bother.
or birds. Your dog eats them, doesn't it?
There was talk of, in the Second World War, someone who lives in Cawthorne landed his Spitfire on this road
He did, yeah.
and went to visit his mother.
Yeah.
And then he was killed the next day.
Or the week after, or something
a
like that.
day or
yeah.
two later.
So,
He basically came in here on his Spitfire. That's where he lived, that house on the right hand side.
oh, that big house.
Yeah,
Okay,
house,
so he
right.
must have landed
It
somewhere.
was
in-
called Dundas.
All
There were
right.
2 brothers, Dundas brothers. And went to see his mother, and then within a few days after, he was killed.
That's a real shame, isn't
It's
it?
unbelievable. It sends a chill down your spine, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You know, that's worthy of a film. Don't you think?
Or at least a documentary.
Yeah. I think there's something like a Yorkshire Historical Society. If you search, Dave, online for something like Dundas War, there is a comprehensive documentary about it.
There'll be a
by
lot.
a historian.
There'll be a lot of,
Yeah. It was shared on
Great
shared on the Facebook page, Cawthorne Facebook.
Someone did that now, though. They'll get put in prison.
Yeah. And if he hadn't done it, he'd never seen his mother again. His mother had never seen him again. And as it
Yeah.
was, he never saw her again anyway afterwards. But it's, it's heartbreaking. I've been talking about the bridge down here, David. Where do you stand on widening it?
I don't stand on widening it. I stand on building a separate bridge next to it.
All right, that's interesting.
With a modern design, so it doesn't. But it'd have to be on the left-hand side, so it didn't spoil the view of the right-hand side when
So-
you're looking from the lake.
What you're saying is you'd like to put something contemporary with something
Yeah,
historical, and therefore you're giving a nod to the past and a nod to the future.
exactly.
Right, interesting.
And I think that's the way people do it these days.
Yeah.
So all you'd have to do is take a big chunk of that out, right? Which in
Parallel bridge there.
yeah, and then go over and then back in.
Yeah. Compulsory purchase?
Well, it won't be purchasing much.
No, it's only a sliver. isn't it?
Yeah, it's not going to do any harm to anyone's business or anything. It's only going to make everything better. That's my view.
And stop people coming to grief on the bridge.
Exactly. Well, it would do, yeah, because and all these accidents on the bridge have been out of hours, not during the farm being open or the museum being open. It's just people driving too fast and doing silly
What you're
things.
saying is it's not our fault.
It's not our fault now. Well, sometimes the finger gets pointed, doesn't it? But it hasn't been any of our customers. It's just
the
been.
finger has been pointed before. That
Yeah.
it's due to the increase in activity. But,
Yeah.
but you're right. All the accidents have been on an evening after
It has.
sleeping time.
You know, when people are driving too fast.
And maybe they're more inclined to drive more slowly
Yeah.
when the traffic is.
Now, watch
heavier.
out for these potholes because they're terrible, and especially in this little car. Get well over to it, right?
Don't worry, I never hit them.
Don't you?
No.
Never ever.
I haven't done yet.
Okay. Well done.
See them daffodils there?
Beautiful, there. Aren't they lovely?
We planted them in a
We did.
snowstorm.
We did. But they needed planting, didn't they? You've just hit that pothole.
I did.
I thought you never hit one.
First time ever in my life I hit a pothole.
I was watching you do that. I knew you were going to do
it on
it.
purpose. Just to
You
make
didn't. Shall I put this back in front of my dad's then? Wait a minute.
it- You can do.
Right, there you go. There's your glasses.
Thank you very much. We need straw for all the bottom both bands. I think all the bands do, but the bottom band especially.
But I did do it yesterday.
Yeah,
Every day it needs doing.
yeah, the you know the one behind Murphy. That's particularly mucky.
Yeah.
That you know
It's
where
hard to get to.
where Fern is. That's real mess.
Yeah. We might have to move that way. Oh. There's a way of doing it. Like a boost to the top.
There's always a way.
Not an easy way. Right, I'll see you later.
Right, I'll just have a quick look in shop. I can smell bacon actually.
smell
It's making me feel really hungry.
I want one of them.
Yeah. Right, see you later. Ta-ra. So David's forever in blue jeans this morning. Which I see him more as a black jeans kind of guy. Right, so we're in the car park. There he goes, White Bull's there, farm shop's there. Off he goes. And I'll shut these gates. Got a really bad back at the moment, but anyway, can't be helped. That's one. That's two. Right, let's put our Wi-Fi on. Hot pork sandwiches, $5.95. Also bacon and sausage sandwiches. Right, just bear with. Which I could smash one of them at the moment. So here we go. We're in. There's Mr. Brown. Ian. Oh, it's Oliver. Is Miss Stir Fry still selling? Oh, yeah, still selling, Ian. Did we? I know a lady came up to me yesterday and said, "That's right." Right, are we back in the room or not? There's our milkshake vending machine. Let me know if you can hear me. Time needs change on the car. It's 1 hour behind, says Jean. It'll be right in 6 months, though, won't it? Treat yourself, says Jude. I wonder what they are. Strange things. I wonder if this is the stand in the making. It's a hamper, isn't it? We're back. Excellent. I can hear you, says Ria. So that's quite a nice dresser, that, isn't it? I quite like that. I'd have that in the house. Oh, heck. Coffee. Onion rings. Fish and chips. Yorkshire puddings. Millionaire shortbread. In the fridge. Yeah. They look nice, don't they? Vegetable lasagnas. With that tomato slice on top. Just sets them off. They're cracking them. So tea cakes, sausage rolls. Look at this lot. There's Michelle. There's Josh. Look at the pies. Wow. Morning. And more pies there. Morning, Josh. You all right? See, the only thing I'd want there is an apple pie. Or I could smash a slice of that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In times of busyness like Christmas, we can set 2 or 3 more tills up as well. But generally most days, 5 does the trick. There's croissants and pain au chocolat and all that sort of stuff just coming out of the oven there. Coffee available. Hiya, Michelle. The loaves of bread are up from the bakery downstairs. There they are. Look. They're cracking. Really good. Three cheese, that's award winning. Hello. You alright? Good? There's Sophie up here. So we still got sound. Sound is fine, excellent. Sound working here, says Tina. So what we've got here are a bunch of souvenirs and merchandise. Some nice things there, aren't there? Nice cups. Cannon Farm. Oh wait. John Bomponi's reduced to £4. Morning. Top trumps. Pictures, one of Richard there. Knitting wool. So that's real alpaca, isn't it? Living my best life. And then a range of tops and flat caps and other hats. And then this is Sin City for me. Morning, Sophie. Morning. Well, I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good. Would you know we've agreed to do that speaking?
Oh,
We're booked in.
Space. Yes. Yeah.
David and I are doing. We're doing is it a ladies' lunch?
It is a
Ladies' lunch.
Yeah.
For in aid of Kirkwood Hospice.
Yeah. That's
Yes.
right. Yeah.
And that's at when is it?
Is it in
July, early July.
Yeah.
Yeah, early July at Bagden Hall. So, and I don't know quite what we're going to do or say. Anyway, we'll do our best. We'll have a chat.
You're a natural now.
Well, about that, but yeah, there's a ladies' lunch at Bagden Hall, and we're going to raise some money hopefully.
Yeah.
For Kirkwood Hospice, and it's your auntie, is it? That's the fundraiser, Sophie? Or?
No, it's my mother-in-law.
Oh, that's right. It's your
my boyfriend's
boyfriend.
mum.
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I had a chat with. She rang the other day.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've agreed to do that, and we're very much looking forward to it. So.
Yeah, no, she's very grateful that you're doing that for her.
Oh no, we're it's nice to be able to do something nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of satisfaction in that. So yeah.
Yeah.
So what's going on down here, Sophie, at the moment? Is there any way of turning this music down or not?
Yeah.
Just temporarily. Sometimes Facebook takes a dim view of the music.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be off, but it just don't want to be too prominent because artificial intelligence picks up on it and bans your video.
Right. Okay.
You know, someone puts a challenge to the music rights and all of that malarkey.
Yeah.
So So 2,100 people watching. What can you tell us, Sophie, about what's going on down here?
So, chocolates-wise, we've got a lot of seasonal ones in at the minute.
Right.
So, obviously, we've just had Easter, but anyone...
Did you sell more with it being Easter?
Yeah.
All right, so
Yeah,
that there is a
lot.
seasonal effect on that.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. There's not many Easter ones left at all.
Right.
So we've got like little lambs, little sheep, which is fitting for the minute 'cause it's
Yeah.
lambing into.
Molly the sheep. See, I'd probably quite like them.
Yeah.
That citrus cup, that orange
Very
ganache.
nice.
I'm better not look at. I haven't eaten out like this for ages, though, so I don't want to start
Oh,
really.
you're being good.
Yeah, it's like an alcohol.
Yeah,
Right.
but it's gorgeous.
Is it?
It's really, really
It don't
nice.
look an easy jar to pour from, though, does it?
Well, we do some lids. We
Ah.
sell some lids. So you just screw those onto the top of the jar and
All
then
right.
the little pourers.
John's just nearly bumped me off there. He's tried to ring me, John Hopkinson,
Oh.
and he's actually made it so it ain't working now. Sounds good. Let's see if it comes back. Let me see if it's coming back. 1,700. So while it was ringing, it was going off. But can anyone hear me now? One can be a slippery slope, Claire says. So someone must be able to hear. So we've got back to 1,800 now. So go on, Sophie. You were saying they've got their own individual pourer for the moonshine.
Yeah.
So would that be something you would drink? You think it's a
Yeah.
nice thing?
Yeah. It's just nice on its own as well, just over some ice.
All right. Yeah.
Just as like a little
Yeah. So
drink.
do you find you're having to study alcohol more? The fact you're working down here.
Yeah, I feel like I have to know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. And so have you broadened your knowledge since you came down this neck of the woods?
Yeah, I have. And to be fair, that's all down to the suppliers. Like, they're all really helpful, and
Yeah.
especially one of our wine suppliers, he comes in and helps me out a lot,
Right.
which is good, because obviously I do drink occasionally, but
Yeah.
I'm not an expert
Right.
by
right.
any means.
Right.
So
And I do believe the hooting owl. I do believe these bottles get more decorative every time I come in.
I know. Yeah, they're here in a couple of weeks as well,
Yeah.
doing a tasting day.
Yeah. They literally are more and more like works of art
Yeah,
as time goes on.
yeah.
So we've still got 1,800 people here. Beers. Do you drink beer?
I'm not.
I don't. I don't drink like IPAs and stuff.
Yeah, I'm not keen.
No, I like lager.
Yeah, I like lager.
And at one time, when I was young, lager was the thing for young people to drink. Now, it's IPAs.
Yeah.
You know.
And there's a lot of quirky flavours.
Yeah.
And everything out.
What's the best seller, Sophie, in here?
It's probably Acorn, Timothy.
Oh,
Taylor
still
and
right,
Bradfield.
right,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. But
So
whether that's because they're getting a bargain on 5 for £10.
Well, that doesn't sound bad value, does it?
No, it's not. It's a good deal.
£2 a bottle sounds, you know.
Yeah.
But I suppose if you have 5 bottles, it's a tenner. But if you're having 5 bottles, it's probably too much.
Yeah.
And
These cans as well.
yeah,
these,
they seem to be a thing, don't they?
Yeah. I love designs on them.
Yeah.
I think they're really nice.
Well, of course, your training was partly in. Was it in design, fabric design? Is that right?
Yeah,
Or-
so I studied textile design at university.
Yeah,
so
yeah. So really, then you'll appreciate some of the work that's gone into making these labels, really. Then, and
Definitely.
yeah,
But then you've got something that's so like complex like that, and then you've just got something that's like really like
Yeah.
plain and just. But then that sells just as well as that.
I would imagine that these tins have a much less carbon footprint than the glass. I know glass can be recycled, but I would imagine it takes a lot more energy to melt the glass to make it again. Whereas the tin can be just stamped and reformed, I would imagine.
Yeah.
I don't really know, but I'm guessing cans are more suitable for the environment, I think.
Well, we've got one of the black sheep Respire that's a carbon neutral IPA.
Oh, right. I don't know.
That's actually branded as that.
You know, but you get some of these airlines that say they're carbon neutral. I don't believe them.
I know, I don't get that.
You know, they'll probably have some forest somewhere and saying they're offsetting the emissions against the CO2 that this forest takes in. But that forest were there anyway doing it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I don't actually accept all that.
No.
But then I'm treading into territory that I don't know just enough about. So, yeah. But so right. Let me. Right. Thank you then, Sophie.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to press. I'm probably gonna have to say cheerio now anyway to the viewers because there's quite a lot to do. So in fact, I will do it here.
Are we busy today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think we'll be sold out.
Yeah.
You know, we can't park on the grass, obviously, but
Yeah.
you know, as many as hard standing we've got. Right, folks, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed our varied offering this morning. We've got the comeback kid, the lamb with that you know has had a really tumultuous time. We're really hoping that he can rally and hopefully he'll still be here for us tomorrow. You know, we're keeping everything crossed and we will do our absolute level best. Thank you for coming on our road trip to drop the Jeep in for its service. And thank you for joining us to meet Sophie, who's given us a very interesting tour around her little neck of the woods, the neck of the shop. So from Farmer Rob at Cannon Hall Farm, thank you for watching. Have a lovely day. We'll see you again tomorrow to do it all again. And a big cheerio from me. So bye-bye. Bye-bye.